Rookie cop caught lying on his own camera. That's the title of today's video we're gonna be reacting to from longtime friend of the channel, Lackluster. Let's jump right into it.
In August of 2023, a viewer was driving down North Avenue East when an officer of the Westfield Police Department got behind him and initiated a...
You can always tell it's a lackluster video when the subtle jabs such as the modified police logo are inserted. Is this kind of modification warranted here? Let's find out.
A traffic stop.
What's up, boss? How you doing?
I don't answer questions.
Can I get your license, registration, insurance, please?
What have I been pulled over for?
Speeding, sir.
What speed was I going?
You're going 48.
48?
48, man.
The first thing that I notice is the driver is the one asking the questions. The first thing he said is, "I'm not answering questions," and then he proceeded to ask the police officer questions, and the police officer is responding to them. We now know that the allegation is that he was going 48 miles per hour. I don't know what the speed limit was, but presumably that was over the speed limit. Let's see where this goes.
Damn, that's some horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I record everything.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I've just had the radar running.
The radar? Where'd I go 48? You mind telling me?
48, sir. I was right behind you. Yeah, no, that's fine. I've just had the radar running.
In a 35 mile per hour zone. However, the first frame of the officer's dash cam shows the device used to calibrate a vehicle's speed. The first number shown is definitely a 3, but the second number is not clearly visible. Nevertheless, this frame proves that Nate was not locked in.
Maybe my eyes are pretty bad, but I can't really make that out. But if it's a lackluster video, I bet you they have more stuff.
Nate also has a dash cam that records his speeds using GPS. He has supplied me with the footage of his driving prior to the traffic stop, and at no time were his speeds above the legal limit. The rear camera shows the same speeds, but this angle is more damning to the rookie's baseless and unlawful traffic stop. It shows an absence of another vehicle behind Nate for more than a minute, until at the last moment, Officer Taha appears in his cruiser, rapidly closing the vast difference between the vehicles, making it painfully clear that the officer was the only one on scene that violated the law. This is likely because, just a mile earlier, Nate raised a middle finger to the officer as he passed him going the opposite direction.
Ah. So we can deduce what this is really about. Having a dash cam that monitors your speed is probably the greatest defense you could have to an allegation of speeding. But if we're putting two and two together, the reason why Nate is being pulled over is because he shot the police officer the bird. Now, is it illegal to shoot the bird at a police officer? And the answer to that is no, so long as you are not threatening the police officer. However, while it's not illegal, remember, police officers are humans too, and humans can get upset and act irrationally and make bad decisions because they are upset. So by performing a rude gesture, you can provoke the police. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that what the police officer did and pulling him over was right, but I'm just, you know, we're talking about the real world here.
And even at that time, his speeds were well below the posted speed limit.
48? Yeah, I was going 30, huh?
48, sir. Can I get your license, registration, insurance, please?
I'll put it right here on the window for you.
What happened?
I'll put it right here on the window for you.
Sir, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I'll put it right here on the window for you.
Okay. All right. We could do this.
Nate has placed his documents against the window, presenting them to the officer as the law requires.
Are you gonna open this, boss?
What do you mean?
Can you give it to me?
I can. I'm only required to present it to you, and I have presented it.
Okay.
So I wouldn't take this method of presenting your license insurance as necessarily gospel. It's probably going to depend state by state. I don't know what state Nate is in. I'm going to assume Nate probably knows the laws in his state, and that's probably okay, just presenting the police officer. However, again, it's just one of those things where it's really not that much of a difference to give the police officer. You can, you know, give them your license and registration through the little crack in the window, and it might go a long way in making their job easier, so they might make your life easier, because now the police officer has to write everything down. Again, I'm not saying what Nate did is wrong, but certainly if you get pulled over, I would really check with the laws of your state, okay?
What do you mean?
Can you give it to me?
I can. I'm only required to present it to you, and I have presented it.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna do this, or you're gonna just give it to me?
The law says I just have to present it to you. I have
Okay, yeah, but
I've presented
can
it.
you open? Can you open?
I can't.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna play games.
For my safety, yes.
Your safety?
For my safety.
So you don't want to hand me your license?
I have presented it to you. Legally, that's all I'm required to do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's right there for you.
All right.
What's going on, boss?
I don't answer questions.
He doesn't answer questions.
You actually shouldn't answer questions. You should be respectful to the police officer because that's in your own best interest. But, these questions generally are not for your own good. You should respond by saying, respectfully, I will not talk without my lawyer present.
Why do you seem so upset, boss?
I don't answer questions.
All right.
The rookie writes down Nate's information. He is again wise to refuse to answer the officer's inquiries. The officer retreats to his cruiser to learn how to write an incredibly sloppy ticket.
Did you get him for speeding?
Yeah, 48.
Alright.
What?
What was his name?
Nathan.
I think we've dealt with this guy.
Officer Picciano finds Nate familiar, but his only citation history is with the agency in the next city over. Officer Picciano asks for more of Nate's information.
Oh. What's going on tonight, bud?
I don't answer
What was your
questions.
name?
What?
What was your name?
You got my ID, didn't you?
Why do you think this police officer is trying to talk to Nate despite already having his information from the other officer? It's to get more information. That's just to open up the door so he can start a conversation to hopefully get something to use against Nate.
No, I don't think you told me. What was his name?
Nathan.
I think we've dealt with this guy.
Well, he didn't take it. You wrote down all my information, right?
Trying to read his handwriting. Nathan?
That'd be correct.
Nathan? Alright. What's your phone number, boss?
I gave out all the information I need to give. I'm not giving out my phone number.
Alright. Any reason why you're so upset, man?
I'm not upset.
Alright.
To Nate's credit, he doesn't seem upset. He's been calm. He's directly responded to inquiries in a direct fashion that has a legally correct position.
When you pull someone over, you probably should do it for a good reason, not really something that you're lying about.
You think he was lying?
Oh, I record everything.
Okay.
The speed was recorded. I'll gladly fight this in court.
Alright, boss. Alright.
It'd be interesting to see if he shows
Look,
up.
he doesn't have to give his phone number or email address.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, so do with that information if you want.
All right.
A moment later, the officers are back at their cruiser.
You said I was lying.
Yeah.
Is the radar gonna lie too?
Funny he should mention it. When Nate reached out to me, I recommended that he request the radar machine's logs and calibration certificates, and one of the documents that Rookie Officer Taha submitted, directly related to this traffic stop, says that the radar equipment wasn't even used. This shows just how far the Westfield Police Department's most green officer, who qualified on radar less than 2 months prior to this incident, would push a lie to retaliate against a citizen that exercised his civil rights.
Okay, so it doesn't look great for the police officer here. Nate has a dash cam in which his speed was noted. Additionally, this ticket, the radar was not used, equipment unknown, and specifically says, note, driver observed driving 49 in a 35, not driver radared going a 49 in a 35.
Officer Taha is likely on his probationary period, and his name is only written in pencil. But of course, this incident isn't over yet, and it just keeps getting worse.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that Attorney Tom / Attorney Reacts content is now on Spotify. We just launched a partnered show, link in the description. Go check it out. Now, back to the video.
You know this guy?
Think.
What's his issue? Like, I don't understand why he's being so.
His issue is as it looks right now, you are pulling him over for a bogus reason and lying about it.
I don't know, maybe he looks familiar, but...
That diner area. What's that?
Elmer?
No, St.
Central?
Paul. St. Paul.
The diner's closer to Elmer.
Elmer?
To further complicate the faulty citation, Officer Taha now claims that he ran Nate's speed at the intersection of Elmer and North Avenue East. But when we refer to the dash cam footage once again, we can see that before, during, and after that intersection, Nate was traveling nearly 10 miles under the posted speed limit. This intersection is also where Nate flipped off Officer Taha. Now having trouble with the computer and printer, the officers call a third officer to help write the citation.
I mean, if he doesn't want to give his most updated address, that could be another ticket.
It could be another ticket, but how do you know that the address he gave you isn't his current and most up-to-date address? I think it looks like he's obviously just trying to find a way to give him more citations.
There is a summons, yes, but you don't know if he's actually staying there.
20 minutes later, Nate is given his citation.
Hey, sir, I'm going to be issuing you a summons for careless. All the information is on the ticket. It's $88. You can just pay it online.
I want everybody to listen to this again. And Nate knows exactly what's going on.
All the information is on the ticket. It's $88. You can just pay it online.
He's been giving a citation for careless driving, not for speeding, because the police officer knows he probably cannot prove that Nate was speeding. So what does he do? He does something more subjective. Subjective is careless driving. You can be carelessly driving while going the speed limit. What if you're swerving in and out of traffic? What if you're going over a curb? What if you're being dangerously close to other vehicles? You can do all of those things subjectively while under the speed limit. So the police officer changed his ticket.
Careless, you're driving in a careless manner. I observed you driving 40 into 35, sir, and I perceive that.
Now the police officer is saying he was driving 40 in the 35, not 48. Dude.
That's careless, okay? This is your ticket, sir. You can, this is what I'm giving you, okay? Give me a little bit break on the speed, and I don't know what's the issue. You know, you seem to be very agitated, but
He's agitated because you are lying. You were giving him a ticket because he flipped you off. Was it rude for him to do that? Sure. Is it within his rights? Also, yes. Should you have pulled him over? No.
This is it. You have any more questions for me, sir?
Nope, never had any.
All right, so you have a good night, okay? Have a good one. Going off.
Officer Taha claims to have given Nate a break by citing him for careless driving instead of speeding. But when we take a close look at the ticket, the first thing we notice is that the officer marked Nate down as careless driving, likely to endanger person or property, though the dashcam footage proves otherwise. During this stop, Officer Taha verbalized his speed at 48 multiple times, though that is not observed in the dashcam either. But in the notes on the ticket, the officer marked down 49 miles per hour, which would be 14 miles per hour over the posted limit and worth 2 points towards his record. At 50 miles per hour, it would have jumped to 4. On the other hand, careless driving is cited based on purely subjective reasoning, rather than observable fact. Officer Taha was referring to was marking on Nate's permanent record that he was carelessly driving a commercial vehicle while carrying hazardous materials in his 2006 Honda, all in retaliation for flipping off the officer. Either way, Nate intends to fight this ticket.
Okay, so to conclude, clearly misconduct by the police. Nate did a good job remaining calm even though he knew the police were lying to him. He was calm. He had his dash cam, which is very important in this situation. If he didn't have his dash cam, the police may be able to get away with something like this. Okay, that's it for today's video. It's always upsetting to see that.
Big verdict.